Welcome, you're all very welcome, ladies and gents. My name is Ross Keane, I'm the director of the Irish Film Institute, and we are genuinely delighted to be once again welcoming you all back to the IFI, to the French Film Festival in person for the first time in 2 years. It's truly wonderful for us. It's truly wonderful for us to be able to gather once again in a cinema for such a huge celebration of film. While we weren't able to meet in person last year, it still didn't stop us from delivering the festival all the same, as we moved the full festival programme online on our new streaming platform, IFI at Home. Not only did that mean we were still able to deliver the festival last year, but we actually reached a bigger audience than ever before by providing access to the programme online right around the country, drawing in new and different audiences. This year, we're delighted to be offering a hybrid IFI French Film Festival for the very first time. So we're not only presenting the best of French film culture here at our home in Temple Bar, but we're also doing it for audiences right around Ireland on IFI at Home. We hope that you all get to experience both aspects of the festival this year and get to see even more than ever by combining the theatrical and the virtual worlds. While we're thrilled to be back here in person, recent guideline changes have brought about some last-minute alterations to how we're doing things. We had originally hoped to have a reception following tonight's screening, but unfortunately that is no longer possible due to the latest restrictions. So I hope instead you all got to take a lovely glass of French wine on your way into the cinema, and I'd like to thank the French Embassy for supporting this pre-screening welcome. Also, also, you may have entered through the front door, but normal service will resume if you need to leave at any point during the screening or at the end of the screening through the normal doors in the middle of the wall there, where Oliver is signalling at the moment. So if you can note that exit for when you're leaving. This year's programme contains a massive 41 screenings of 28 features over 12 days and nights, making it one of the largest we've ever had and firmly establishing us as the biggest celebration of French culture in the country. This reflects the remarkable quality of French films made in the last year, and also the appetite that our audience has for this national cinema. There are many highlights, and don't worry, I'm not going to go through them all, but I'd like to just give you a quick flavour of what's on offer. Highlights of this year's festival include Julia Ducournau's 2021 Palme d'Or winning Titane, previous festival guest Jacques Audiard's Black and White Paris 13th District, and Céline Sciamma's fifth feature, Petite Maman, a poignant intergenerational tale. For fans of the hit TV series Call My Agent, 2 of its stars can be seen in films across the festival. Lots of cheers there. Camille Cottin stars alongside Louis Garrel in Rachel Long's Our Men, which focuses on the shifting dynamics between 2 couples during a dangerous tour of duty for the French Foreign Legion in Mali. While Nicolas Maury directs and stars in a bittersweet comedy about an actor going through various crises in both his professional and personal life. Documentary screening as part of this year's festival includes the really stunning Jane by Charlotte, examining the mother-daughter relationship between Charlotte Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin. A documentary about the future of humanity, Jean-Stéphane Brun's The Brain, tells the story of a father and son working in a lab examining AI technologies, respectively excited by and fearing the consequences of the advancement of their projects. Exciting thrillers to be seen include previous festival guest Vincent Guérend in The Night Doctor, portraying a man desperately trying to escape the stress of his job. The Restless explores the impact of bipolar disease on even the strongest of relationships, while the film France is the incomparable Bruno Dumont's unpredictable satire of the media, starring Léa Seydoux. Finally, the festival's annual retrospective strand features a focus on the work of actress Danielle Darrieux, who passed away in 2017, offering us the chance to see the stunning The Young Girls of Rochefort on the big screen once again, alongside Beating Heart and Madame de. The Darrieux programme is coordinated with the support of the Institut Français and the French Embassy Ireland. Also, for the duration of the festival, be sure to check out the special French-themed menu that we have in the IFI Cafe Bar, offering 2- and 3-course set menus. And remember, you can always reserve your table for before or after the film of your choice. I'm delighted to announce that the festival this year is proving to be a huge success, with many theatrical screenings now sold out. The last physical edition of the festival in 2019 was the most successful in the festival's history, and the online 2020 edition reached our biggest ever audience, and we hope to do equally as well, if not better, this year. So thank you to all of you for your support as our valued audiences. If you're thinking of booking tickets, we strongly advise that you do so quickly to avoid disappointment. And we really appreciate all your support as audiences during these very challenging times. We wholeheartedly believe in the importance of the communal viewing experience of film. And with our doors closed for much of the last 2 years, we really need the support of our loyal audiences now that we're able to safely welcome people back. We have lots of special offers and film bundles available, with in-cinema 5 and 10 film multi-packages for €50 and €90 respectively. Alternatively, if you're planning on watching most of the films from home, a full festival bundle, which allows you to watch all the online titles, is available for $74.99. It has been a really challenging time for those of us in the arts and the cultural sector, as those challenges seem set to continue as well for some time yet. It's therefore vital that if you value the arts, now more than ever, we need your support of the events and the venues that you like to attend. So whether it's in film, theatre, dance, music, whatever art form is important to you, please support it during these times and help us all to survive and get through the major financial impact of this pandemic. At IFI, if you're not already a member or a friend, now really is the perfect time to join us. For just €35 per annum for membership or €120 for friendship, you'll make savings on cinema tickets, purchases at the film shop, at the cafe bar, and a host of other benefits. But perhaps most importantly, during these tough times, you'll be supporting the arts, and in this instance, the work of the IFI across exhibition, preservation, and education. So it's the perfect time to become a member, a friend, to name a seat in this very cinema, to buy someone an IFI gift voucher, or maybe even do some early Christmas shopping in the IFI film shop out the front. We really appreciate every piece of support that we get at the moment. And speaking of support, of course, a festival of this scale could not happen without a lot of it. Firstly, I'd like to thank the IFI board, led by the incomparable Margaret Kelleher. The board during these very challenging times has been a huge personal and professional support. I'd like to thank the IFI team, who once again have pulled out all the stops to deliver this festival. Particular mentions to David O'Mahony, Sive and Kevin in the programming team, to Francis Wilde, Nia and Casey in the public affairs team, Saskia and Penny in the digital platforms team, and the front of house team led by Oliver, everyone in the IFI Cafe Bar, and Neeson and all of the projection crew to get all the films on screen. So a huge thank you to all the team for all their efforts in putting this festival together. Special thanks also to Festival Director Marie-Pierre Richard, who, in very challenging circumstances, has still managed to pull together a programme of exceptional quality and variety. So huge thanks to Marie-Pierre for all of her hard work. I'd also like to thank our principal funder, the Arts Council. As an arts organisation that self-generates 75% of its own income through activities such as our box office, the cafe bar, membership and the film shop, the numerous closures and the lockdowns over the last 2 years have had a significant impact on our ability to earn the income that we require to continue to deliver our various and ambitious activities across our remit of exhibition, education and preservation. I would like to thank the department for their increased budget for the arts, and a huge thanks to the Arts Council for their unwavering support of the IFI during this time, which has helped us to survive this pandemic to date and allowed us to completely transform our business model by moving our various activities online through our 4 new streaming platforms. And these are IFI at Home for our regular and ongoing IFI programmes, IFI at Schools to allow us to continue to deliver educational screenings for young people right across the country, the IFI Archive Player as a window into the collections of our National Moving Image Archive, which we preserve and safeguard, and IFI International, which has allowed us to deliver over 100 festivals of Irish film programmes to international audiences across 50 different countries. I'd like to thank our partners on this festival, Brooks Hotel, the Irish Times and RTE Supporting the Arts, and to our various cultural partners, the Alliance Française Dublin, Europa Cinemas, Unifrance Films and the Institut Français. I'd like to say a special thanks to the French Embassy in Ireland for their increased support of the festivals across 2020 and 2021 due to the additional challenges that the arts, cultural and events sector have been facing. I'd like to welcome the French Ambassador Vincent Guérend to the IFI. Despite being here for last year's edition of the festival, due to restrictions, it's the first time that he's been able to be here in person for a screening at this festival. So, however belatedly, I'd still like to publicly welcome him to Ireland and say we look forward to working closely with him and his really wonderful team over the coming years and continuing to develop the strong cultural ties between our two countries. And so, back to tonight. We're delighted to be opening the festival with Antoine Barraud's intriguing drama, Madeleine Collins. Lead actress Virginie Efira should be no stranger to regular visitors at this festival after her 29 performance in the captivating Sybil, and it's the second time she's been the lead in our opening film following the wonderful comedy In Bed with Victoria in 2016. Once again, she gives a stunning central performance, this time as a woman leading a complex double life. We're delighted that the director, Antoine Barraud, is our special guest this year, and he'll be joining us this Sunday for a special Q&A to discuss this film after its 5:30 p.m. screening on Sunday. But in the meantime, to officially open the festival, I'd like to welcome and introduce you to the new French ambassador, well, relatively new French ambassador in Ireland, Vincent Guérend. Merci.
Bonsoir à tous, good evening. It's so nice to see this room filled with cinema lovers, and it's so good to be indeed at IFI tonight. I'm very, very glad to be with you. So indeed, I'm the Vincent Guérend, still maybe new French ambassador for most of you. I've been here now for a year and a few months. And indeed, last year I was not able to address you publicly for obvious reasons, so I had to record a message. But it's indeed so good to be with you now. I'm indeed truly delighted to be with you tonight to open this 22nd IFI French Film Festival. I was told when I was in Cork that in Cork they are already a little bit ahead with the 32nd Film Festival, which took place back in August with some gaps in between, so maybe even more than 32 years back. But I'm sure that this festival in its 22nd edition will also maybe not outpass Cork, let's see, but certainly be a very nice Grand Cru, as we would say, in French wine regions. And these challenging times for our societies, and particularly for the cultural life, as you recalled, Ross, it's important to remember that cinema is a very vibrant industry, and while indeed we're going through this very long pandemic, French cinema is showing a very strong and robust health. A cinema that explores our current situation, our questions, our social themes, doubts and uncertainties, and it's striking to see that precisely female views have boldly awakened French cinema over the last couple of months and years, as shown once again in this edition of the IFI French Film Festival, where you can watch indeed this year the Palme d'Or winner Titane by Julia Ducournau, as you mentioned, Ken, Petite Maman by Céline Sciamma, and the latest Audiard, Les Olympiades, Paris 13th District, all mirroring a daring, feminist and multicultural French cinema. And indeed, the French Embassy in Ireland is proud to support such great showcase of both contemporary and classical French language film. And this year's festival indeed will make a special tribute to France's best loved actors like Jean-Paul Belmondo and Daniel Darieux, both presented in association with the Institut Français, and I'm very grateful. And indeed, these were very good choices, I can tell you. So I invite you to experience the diversity of French language cinema through this year's wonderful film selection. And again, I want to congratulate the festival director, Marie-Pierre Richard, for this extremely well-chosen films. Maybe a last remark to say that culture and languages certainly bring together and are at the heart of the European identity. The French Embassy is committed to continue working and supporting festivals and cultural institutions in Ireland, as our links are strengthened even further, with France being now Ireland's closest EU neighbour, something we're very proud to be. And just a few months ahead of the presidency of the Council of the European Union, starting of 1st of January, which we will hold following Slovenia and ahead of the Czech Republic. So finally, I would like indeed to thank and congratulate the festival director, Marie-Pierre Richard, once again, for great work in delivering such a diverse, contemporary and beautiful program. Thanks to the IFI director, Keane, and all the Irish Film Institute team for their commitment in bringing the best of French cinema to Irish public, and clearly their very hard work of making this festival happen, particularly in the current very challenging circumstances. So thank you very much. I'm very glad to be with you for this rendezvous with the French cinema. Enjoy the film and see you soon for other evenings. Thank you.